Welcome to my monthly The Expat Career and Lifestyle podcast. I'm Dominika and I am the founder of dmcoaching.eu, the place to be when you want to create a career you love and live the global lifestyle. Episode of the Expat Career and Lifestyle podcast, and today I have a great pleasure to interview Claudia Landini. She is a cross-cultural trainer and mobile career coach. Over 27 years of her international life, she lived between Africa, Latin America, the Middle East and Europe, and now she is based in Jakarta. Claudia is the founder of Expat.com, a non-profit organization that helps expat women all over the world before, during and after their relocation. She is also the founder of Expat Women at Work, a platform for professional expat women, and a virtual library for expats, and Expat Table, a culinary portal. And today with Claudia we are going to speak about how to craft your expat professional identity by creating a portable career. Welcome, Claudia. I am so glad to have you here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting my invitation. So please tell us more about yourself and your international journey.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Dominika, for inviting me. I'm also very glad to be here with you today. You introduced me very well, actually. My 27 years abroad are the mark of my life. I left Italy, where I come from, in 1989 to follow my partner. I had quite a successful career in Milan, where I was living, but as it happens to many, I met the man of my life, and I joined him in Africa, and that was the start of our international adventure. We had 2 children who are today adults, TCKs adults, and live outside of our family, and maybe what's interesting to say is that I stopped working altogether for 15 years because we've always lived in quite complex countries. I wanted to be with my children full time. So when my first child was born, I gave up working and I started again a new career. I must say, when they were a little bit older. In 2004, actually, I started to work on an idea of a new career, and I am interpreter and translator, originally. But after my long pause to be with my children, I decided not to go back to my original work because I had lost all contacts, and also I had discovered that translating and interpreting was not really what I was most passionate about. And so I trained myself from scratch to become first an intercultural trainer and then later a cross-cultural coach.
Mm-hmm. Wow, great. So how did you, because you are doing so many, you have so many projects, you are doing so many things. So how did you find all those ideas to start your multiple expat projects?
Mm-hmm. Well, everything actually was born with the core project, which is expatclick.com. It's an international portal to support expat women, as you said at the beginning, in all phases of their relocations. When I started my life abroad, internet did not exist, and getting information and advice and contacts, if someone was relocating abroad, was very difficult. So I always had this idea of setting up a network of women who would help each other in their transitions. It came straight from my direct experience. I was in Africa when I was pregnant for the first and second time. I took my children to Africa when they were very, very, very young, when they were babies. So I went through some pretty rough experiences, and I always thought it would be nice to have a network of women who can support each other, exchange information, and welcome each other in the different countries. So that's basically the idea at the basis of Expat Click. So once Expat Click was born and launched in 2004, I went on with the changing of times, and I sort of tried to be attentive to what were the changes in the expat women global community. And all the other projects that I added mostly come from this. I realized that professional identity was becoming a topic issue for a topical issue for women. So I decided to set up this platform for professional expat women. I realized that writing books was becoming more and more important to record experiences abroad. So I decided to set up the virtual library, and of course, the culinary portal is gastronomy is an essential part of intercultural relations all over the world, I believe. I also actually have another project which I launched with a colleague of Expat Click, and it's called What Expats Can Do, and it's the very, very last project, and it's basically a way to encourage expats to practice their empathy and sort of use their experience to give hope to the world. Well, this is in 2 words, but then of course you can visit the website if you're interested to find out more. So it all came from the very core idea of giving tools of support to the expat women community globally in all phases of their relocations.
Great. So it's coming from your personal experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So because you are doing so many projects, so I was thinking, because I have I have like 2 projects, blog, and I'm doing coaching and also running a podcast. So I know that there is so much work involved in those projects. So how do you manage your project? What do you do?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had more time to properly follow all of my projects, but I must say that I have a very motivated and efficient team of colleagues who work with me on Expat Click and on the different projects that we have set up, and that helps a lot because I never feel lonely when I work, and I know that if I don't have the time to do something, to accomplish something, I can always ask my colleagues, and they are very much involved in all the steps of the project. So this is a very important thing, not to be alone. I'm not alone in what I do, so I'm really supported and motivated. But I think that the basic ingredient that helps me going on and sort of always manage to make the projects advance is my enthusiasm or my passion for them. I'm so passionate about all of them indistinctively, and I believe that this enthusiasm fuels me with energy, and the energy helps me bring the projects ahead. Although, of course, it's a lot of work, and I'm always sort of running behind time. I'm also lucky because now I'm empty nested, so I don't have children to look after anymore. And I have a job that I can sort of combine according to my interests and my needs. So I have the privilege of being able to organize my days in quite a flexible way, so that I can always find a slot of time for this or that project, and this also helps me a lot.
Wow. So it's enthusiasm, and passion for what you do, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about professional identity, building professional identity as an expat woman. So sometimes it can be challenging because when you are moving abroad, often you have to leave your career behind and start something new. Or also you can build a portable career. So you help expat women to start a portable career. So what is exactly a portable career, and who is it for? If you can tell us more.
Well, the definition that Joe Parfit, who was the initiator of this concept of portable career, gives to this kind of portable work is that a portable career is a career that you can pack in your suitcase and unpack everywhere you happen to go after, and start again without big interruptions or traumatic pauses that make it difficult to start it again. So I agree very much with this definition. I would say that a portable career is a set of skills that you can employ in a creative and flexible way whenever you change your living context. Basically, it doesn't have to be a well-defined or specific job that you have, but it can be, as I said, a set of skills that you develop with time and that you can sort of rearrange whenever you get to a new cultural context. I would say that this kind of career is something that can be carried on only if you are a very passionate person and also a very flexible person, because it really requires a lot of adjustments. Mm-hmm. You might choose a kind of work, a line of work that is very fruitful in a country, but then move to a country where it cannot be applied at all. So this requires you to use a lot of flexibility, a lot of creativity to find how you can sort of rearrange what you are doing according to the new context. So I would say, you should be as flexible as possible to sort of accompany the changes and creatively turn the changes into something profitable for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so being flexible and adapting also your portable career to the context. Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
This is very important. So what will be the first step to create or to start a portable career? So you talk about the skills. So what is the first step to start a portable career? It's about your skills, discovering your skills, or something else?
Well, I guess the first step would be to find a combination of your past experience, not only work-wise, but also life-wise, combined with your passions. We all know about that. Passions are of fundamental importance if you want to start something and bring it forward. But they're particularly important as far as a portable career is concerned, because a portable career is subjected to difficulties that are very specific. So you need a lot of passion and motivation to be able to overcome all the obstacles and all of the difficult points that your career will encounter when you bring it from one country to another. So the first thing I would suggest is that you really assess your passions and you really become clear with yourself about what you love to do, what you are prepared to do despite interruptions, changes, obstacles, bureaucratic problems, and all sorts of things that might come in the way. and sort of blend that with the experience that you have acquired up to that moment. So the combination of these two aspects can sort of give you a first idea of what you can start build if you want to create a career that you can really take from one place to the other. Yeah, I would say this is the basic ingredient.
Yeah. So how can we assess our passions? If you can, I don't know, give an example, or usually, because we can have so many passions, no? Or some people they don't know exactly what their passion is. So how can
It's true. You're right. Yeah.
So how can I assess my passion, for example?
Well, that's what I do, and you also do when we coach. There are multiple exercises and conversations that we can have to try to be clear about what our passions are, because it's sometimes it's easy to get confused between passions and hobbies and things that we just do because we sort of like them, but we're not really sure to what extent we are ready to bring these things forward. It can actually be confusing, and it happened to me many times that during my coaching programs I come across persons who tell me, I would like to do something that I'm really passionate about, but I don't know what my passions are. So I always say, look at your life, look at what keeps you awake at night, at what you never get tired of doing, and try to identify what really gives you energy and enthusiasm and has been going on as a constant in your life, maybe changing form in a way. Maybe when you were a child you loved I don't know, playing with dolls, and then later on you realize you have a big passion for taking care of children, and that could be a passion that you can follow and turn into a career. It's always try to have a global vision of your life, of what happened in your life, and sort of try to always be connected, past and present, and find common points in what has been going on in your life and your experience.
Yeah. So what is the key to create a successful portable career?
Well, besides what I have already mentioned, which is obviously flexibility and sort of taking stock of your passions and your experience, I would certainly say networking. I'm a fan of networking, and I know for experience that the more you network honestly and passionately, the more you have the greater chances you have to start a portable career and to keep it thriving. Actually, I always tell my clients or the participants to my courses to build portable careers to start from their contacts, to start from the people that they have been networking with, people that know them, people that like them. Yes, I think that building a network, nurturing your network, taking care of it, pouring honesty and passion in your network is a very important tool to start a portable career, because in the end, who will support you in buying your products or services, or helping you spread the voice, or giving you advice, tips, or even providing you with contacts that you need to, I don't know, build a website or do some graphics to promote your business, are the persons that know you and that love you and appreciate you and really want to help.
Yeah, so networking. Yeah, I think, yes, networking is a very important skill. I think it's the most important skill in building and creating any career, not only a portable career. So
Absolutely.
that's how I met you, because I met you through a member of your Expat Women at Work community. I joined your community, and then I met you in person at the conference of the Family and Global Transition.
Yes,
Yeah, so this is an example of networking, and now I am interviewing you. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes when you have lived for many years abroad, you can feel that you do not belong anywhere, no? So how to find your identity and live happy and have a fulfilled international life?
That's a very tricky question. I don't know. I've been struggling with this concept of belonging for quite some time. And I think that for me personally, it has changed through the years and through my mobile experience. At the beginning, I was very much attached to my home country, to Italy. So I was always trying to maintain a sort of link by going back regularly and keeping all my relationships intact and nurturing them. When I built my family overseas, I think that my focus and my sense of belonging spontaneously got linked to them. So, and I can positively say that my mobile identity now is based on where my husband and children are. Whenever I am with them or with one of them, because now, as I said, my children have left the nest, I sort of feel at home. So I believe that a mobile identity grows with time and grows with the people you love and you identify as your steady point in a life that is made of continuous changes. So in my case, of course, it is my husband, who is always with me, my children, who represent my biggest project, if you want, and my biggest source of love and happiness. But also other relationships, also friends that I made up through the years, and that I can always go back to whenever I can and whenever I feel. And they are not necessarily in Italy, but they can be anywhere in the world. But they are sort of a harbor where I can let my ship rest for a while and then take up my routine and do the things I love at any moment of my life. So I would say that I have found my fulfillment in this international life basically in my relationships, starting from the most important ones, meaning my husband and children, and ending with my international friends who are always ready to welcome me.
Yeah.
And then of course, there's also a question of what is the meaning of the international life for you. I believe that if you have a strong motivation in keeping on your your mobile or an international life, then you can you sort of feel at ease and at peace with yourself. And the motivation can also obviously shift through the years, because at the beginning for me it was to be with my husband. And then, of course, my mobile life was so satisfying that it simply became a reason in itself, to keep it on. And then I realized that I was giving a big, big gift to my children by taking them around. And so that became my motivation. And of course, now in this phase of my life where my children have left, I am not successfully, but satisfactorily working in a job that is strictly linked to my mobile life. So that's the motivation that I find in this phase of my life. So it certainly changes with time, but but I think that the most important thing is to sort of find your center wherever you are and in the different phases of your life.
Beautiful, beautiful. So talking also about professional identity, we spoke a little bit about a portable career. So what can you advise to a woman, to an expat woman or an expat partner who is someone losing her or his professional identity?
Well, I guess my advice would be not to panic and never to forget that even if you have pauses in your professional life because you are following someone and you do not have a specific role in the country where you happen to move, this period will always bring something to you, whether you are active through it. So maybe you do a training, you do a volunteering period, or you just devote your time to find out something that you were not aware about, or specializing yourself in something specific, or you just simply let yourself go to the expat life and acquire skills that will certainly be useful for your future. I spent 15 years without actively working, and the only thing I trained myself in was Latin dance. But I learned languages. I learned flexibility. I learned how to adapt to a new situation in the blink of an eye. So all these skills have been very, very useful to me when I decided to start a new career. So what I would say is just, try to shift your perspective and not think of a period abroad, even if you are accompanying someone and don't have a specific professional role in the country. Do not think of that period as a wasted period of time, but always try to find out what's good, what's useful, what are the skills that you're acquiring and that will be useful in the future whenever you decide to start building something professional again.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so you are a great example of building a professional identity while living abroad. Yeah, I think, yes, yeah. So you have lived in so many different countries and different cultures, and you have so rich international experience. So what was your biggest expat challenge, and how did you overcome it?
Well, I can think at least of 3 big challenges, maybe 4, and I'm going through a big challenge right now. But I guess that the biggest thing, and I'm sure that any person who lives abroad and far away from their family will agree with me, was to decide at what point to go back to Italy when my sister was dying of cancer. I was living in Congo at that time, and I could not leave the country easily because my husband was traveling a lot for his work, and I was with my children, so I physically needed to be with them whenever he was traveling. And but there was this big thing happening that my sister was declining. Her health was declining, and she had a collapse. She collapsed very suddenly in the end, and I found myself not knowing when actually to go back, because nobody can predict when death will definitely arrive. So I didn't know whether I was going too soon, whether I was going too late, and it was a very, very, very tough decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big challenge to combine your life abroad when your family has a health problem and you have to decide when to go back and for how long. Well, especially when you have small children. Of course, the situation is different for me now. I'm much more free to come and go. But at that time, it was a huge challenge for me.
Mm-hmm. And how did you overcome it? What?
How did I overcome it? Well, I guess I talked around with my community, and I talked a lot with my husband, and then in the end, I just decided that because the collapse had been so quick, I thought that it might as well, death could also have come quickly, and so I just decided to go in the end. I left quite quickly, and I did not arrive on time anyway. So, she died a few hours before I landed. So it's a very challenging life when it comes to this kind of emergencies. And I believe that you really need a lot of motivation to go on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think yes, especially when you are living abroad and you are living, far from your home country. So those
Absolutely.
kind of decisions that are very, I think, challenging to. You don't know exactly what you can do. There is you can panic and you can talk with your family or with your friends that they are living there. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So, what are your plans? So, now you are living in Jakarta. Now you are in Milan for Easter time. But what are your plans for the future? And where can we find more information about you? And I also know that you have a free gift for our listeners today. So you can tell us more about it.
Okay. Well, my plans for the future, I think we'll stay one more year in Jakarta, and I will certainly keep on with all of my projects. And as you said, we met at the Families in Global Transition conference, which is always such a great motivator for people like people like us. So now I came back with lots of ideas and of contacts and things to do for Expat Click and all the other projects that I run. So I'll definitely keep on devoting as much time as possible to these projects. I would like to get a little bit closer to Europe in the next mission, because living in Indonesia at the moment is a bit of a challenge for me. Both professionally and family wise, I would like to get closer to my sons and to my mother, who's not getting any younger. So this is what my husband and I are working on at the moment, sort of try to plan a move that will take us a little bit closer. You can find more about myself. Well, you can go to Expat Click, and there is my profile on the website, and you can find all the links there where I try to be present online and to express my passions. So I have a website, I have a blog, and then I write a lot on Expat Click. So yes, expatclick.com. Or also my professional website is claudialandini.it. So my name and surname followed by IT for Italy. And I would be really honored to offer to the first person who contacts me a free coaching session on any kind of topic that the person might choose. I've been working a lot with women who, as we said, who try to develop a portable professional identity. But I'm of course open to discuss any kind of topics. So yes, just get in touch with me, and I'll be really glad to arrange that.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing that. And I will put all the links to to all your projects with the description of your podcast. And I also there is a beautiful picture on your, I think, on claudialandini.it on your website. There is a beautiful picture of you and your husband. I think it was the first one is at the beginning of your international journey, and the second one is now. So
yes.
Yes, a very beautiful picture.
Thank you. Yes. The first one, where we were a lot younger, was taken in the Sudan, which was my first. My husband was already on his third mission, but I had met him shortly before he left for the Sudan, where I joined him. So that was the very beginning of our adventure abroad together. Yes, and then I put another one, which is a little bit more recent, although it's quickly becoming an old picture as well. So I guess we'll have to take another one because, well, years go by quickly.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Claudia, for your time and sharing all your experience and tools, and also your beautiful free gift. Thank you for being with us today, and I wish you all the best for your future and
thank you, Dominika. It was a pleasure to be with you. Really, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you for listening, and if you like this podcast, please share it with your friends, and like always, leave us a comment. Thank you very much, and speak to you soon.